Yeah, so Japanese bombed us. Why is that important?
It was the start of something.
It was the start of something.
The initiation point.
The initiation point, yeah?
The point of no return.
Sure. Of what?
That's the end of my answer.
What did it kick off?
World War.
You have a 50-50 shot.
2.
So you have the right war. Didn't kick off World War II. It marked our entrance into World War II.
We entered.
Yeah. The Japanese remarked, "I fear we may have awoken a sleeping giant." Because we were just supplying weapons to everybody. We were cool just being on the sidelines.
We are weapons suppliers.
And then there's some ways to look at it that we were kind of like looking for a reason to get into the war. The problem is we'd just gotten out of World War I, and so the American people were like,
Tired.
do we really have to do this again? But then when the Japanese attacked Hawaii, we were like, what? Who did that? Get my gun!
Give me my gun! Okay. Sometimes my boyfriend likes to give me history lessons, and I enjoy them very much. So today marks the day that I will start a little YouTube series for an ab challenge. I'm going to do 100 sit-ups on camera every single day and mark the progress. So,
What are you going to do if you miss a day?
I don't know. This is me right now. So I'll do 100 crunches and 100 leg raises every single day because you really can't overwork your abs.
It seems like a loose truth.
It's a sturdy truth. So, I think this might be better lighting to just show the starting point. It's no abs.
You got some
visible.
abs.
I got some lines, but, you know.
I think you look beautiful.
Aww, he's so sweet. Okay, so 100 crunches and 100 leg raises. Should I leave the camera on while I do them?
Didn't you just say you were going to do them on camera?
I did.
The real question is, are you going to do them?
Do you want to join this challenge?
I was going to say, the real question is, are you going to do them in the living room in front of the TV? Because I feel like the other rooms of the apartment would work just as well.
Sorry, babe, you have to hold me accountable.
I can hold you accountable from the other room.
What? It's not, I'm not in the way.
Yeah.
I have to hook my feet under the couch.
Can I hit play?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I just gotta get the right angle.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked.
He's listening to the greatest speeches. What are you listening to,
Greatest
babe?
speeches of the 20th century.
One bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy.
This doesn't swivel, this light.
No, I don't. I did a lot of work on the plant today.
This one?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, right? I did a lot of shaping.
What?
And the end is not yet. With this bomb, we have now added a new and revolutionary increase in destruction to supplement the growing power
Okay,
of our
don't get
armed
distracted.
forces.
We have been compelled
I
to
woke
create
up
a
really
permanent
late
arms
today.
industry of vast proportions.
Okay.
In the councils of government,
Let's
we
do
must
this.
guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence.
The point
whether
of this
sought or
channel
unsought,
is my
by the
own
military
self-improvement being
industrial
documented
complex.
for myself and also to
The
inspire
potential
others.
for the disastrous rise of
I woke up
misplaced
really
power
late today
exists.
and there are all these things I want to accomplish, but yet I can't bring myself to get out of bed, and I realize that might be a belief in me problem. But belief doesn't come from nowhere. Belief comes from a small accumulation of wins that slowly build confidence, because confidence is belief and keeping promises to yourself, which is built over time. So as I could say right now, I have zero confidence in myself, and so I don't really get up, even though I have a list of things that I want to do and accomplish and change my life in all these ways. So just gonna
what your country can do for you. Ask what you can
do for your country. Ask not.
Okay, here we go.
My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. And there are even a few who say that it's true that communism is an evil system, but it permits us to make economic progress. Lass sie nach Berlin kommen. Let them all free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride.
You know what we need?
I'm looking forward to the ice cream.
All free men,
Are you?
wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin.
Fine. I said don't buy me any more pints, babe.
As a free man,
I could get in trouble for both.
in the world,
Both buying and not buying.
Thank you very much.
There you go, babe. Just for you, for motivation. You're doing
Thank you,
great.
President Powers,
10. That's
Provost
30.
Stefendas, Deans,
That's 30.
members of the faculty, family, and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2014. It is indeed an honor for me to be here tonight. It's been almost 37 years to the day that I graduated from UT. I remember a lot of things about that day. I remember I had a throbbing headache from a party the night before. I remember I had a serious girlfriend who I later married. That's important to remember, by the way. And I remember I was getting commissioned in the Navy that day. But of all the things I remember, I don't have a clue who the commencement speaker was, and I certainly don't remember anything they said. So acknowledging that fact, if I can't make this commencement speech memorable, I will at least try to make it short. So the university slogan is, what starts here changes the world. Well, I've got to admit, I kind
What
of like it. What
starts here
starts
changes the world.
here changes the world. Tonight there are almost 8,000 students, or there are more than 8,000 students graduated from UT. So that great paragon of analytical rigor, Ask.com, says that the average American will meet 10,000 people in their lifetime. 10,000 people, that's a lot of folks.
Halfway point.
But if every one of you changed the lives
Halfway point.
You got this, babe.
and each one of those people changed the lives of another 10 people, and another 10, then in 5 generations, 125 years, the class of 2014 will have changed the lives of 800 million people. 800 million people. Think about it. Over twice the population of the United States. Go one more generation, and you can change the entire population of the world. 8 billion people.
Yes.
If you think it's hard to change the lives of 10 people, change their lives forever, you're wrong. I saw it happen every day in Iraq and Afghanistan. A young army officer makes a decision to go left instead of right down a road in Baghdad, and the 10 soldiers with him are saved from a close-in ambush. In Kandahar province, Afghanistan, a non-commissioned officer from the female engagement team senses that something isn't right. and directs the infantry platoon away from a 500-pound IED, saving the lives of a dozen soldiers. But if you think about it, not only were those soldiers saved by the decisions of one person, but their children were saved, and their children's children. Generations were saved by one decision, one person. But changing the world can happen anywhere, and anyone can do it. So what starts here can indeed change the world. But the question is, what will the world look like after you change it? Well, I'm confident that it will look much, much better. But if you'll humor this old sailor for just a moment, I have a few suggestions that may help you on your way to a better world. And while these lessons were learned during my time in the military, I can assure you that it matters not whether you ever served a day in uniform. It matters not your gender, your ethnic or religious background, your orientation, or your social status. Our struggles in this world are similar, and the lessons to overcome those struggles and to move forward, changing ourselves and changing the world around us, will apply equally to all. I've been a Navy SEAL for 36 years, but it all began when I left UT for basic SEAL training in Coronado, California. Basic SEAL training is 6 months of long, torturous runs in the soft sand,
The one where they did
swims in the
100
cold water off San
crunches.
Diego,
No, where Courtney counts
unending
is like
calisthenics, days without sleep, and always being cold, wet, and miserable. It is 6 months of being constantly harassed by professionally trained warriors who seek to find the weak of mind and body and eliminate them from ever becoming a Navy SEAL. But the training also seeks to find those students who can lead in an environment of constant stress, chaos, failure, and hardships. To me, basic SEAL training was a lifetime of challenges crammed into 6 months. So here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day.
Make your
It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed.
You're doing great,
Making your
babe.
bed will
Thanks,
also
babe.
reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right,
100 leg
you'll never be able
raises.
to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made.
That you made.
That you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. During SEAL training, the students are all broken down into boat crews. Each crew is 7 students, 3 on each side of a small rubber boat.
I
One
feel like
coxswain
the
to help
bedroom
guide the
is
dinghy.
really going to have your best life.
Every day your boat crew forms up on the beach and is instructed to get through the surf zone and paddle several miles down the coast. In the winter, the surf off San Diego can get to be
I
8
definitely
to
think
10
your
feet
audience
high.
has no
And it is
interest in
exceedingly
looking at
difficult to paddle
So you
through
might
the
as well
plunging
look
surf
at-
unless everyone digs in.
looking at you
Every
doing work
paddle
and a Navy SEAL
Must be
cheering
synchronized
you
to the
on.
stroke count of the coxswain. Everyone must exert equal effort, or the boat will turn against the wave and be unceremoniously
sweaty
dumped
from those.
back on the beach.
First 100.
For the boat to make it to its destination, everyone must paddle. You can't change the world alone. You will need some help. And to truly get from your starting point to your destination takes friends, colleagues, the goodwill of strangers, and a strong coxswain to guide you. If you want to change the world,
Cox.
find someone to help you
What's a
paddle.
coxswain?
I don't know.
Over a few weeks
I
of
must
difficult
not
training,
dilly or
our
dally.
SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of little guys, the Munchkin crew we call them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had one American Indian, one African American, one Polish American, one Greek American, one Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun
Good-natured
of the tiny
fun.
little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim.
Let's go.
But somehow these little guys, from every corner of the nation and the world, always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us.
5,
SEAL training was a great equalizer.
2.
Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. Several times a week, the instructors would line up the class and do a uniform inspection. It was exceptionally thorough. Your hat had to be perfectly starched, your uniform immaculately pressed, your belt buckle shiny and void of any smudges. But it seemed that no matter how much effort you put into starching your hat, or pressing your uniform, or polishing your belt buckle, it just wasn't good enough. The instructors would find something wrong. For failing uniform inspection, the student had to run, fully clothed,
Those are
into
scissor
the surf
kicks.
zone.
I know I said
Then
leg
wet from head to
raises.
toe, roll around on the beach
Scissor
until
kicks.
every part of your body was covered with sand. The effect was known as sugar cookie. You stayed in the uniform the rest of the day, cold, wet, and sandy. There were many a student who just couldn't accept the fact that all their efforts were in vain, and no matter how hard they tried to get the uniform right, it went unappreciated. Those students didn't make it through training. Those students didn't understand the purpose of the drill. You were never going to succeed. You were never going to have a perfect uniform. The instructors weren't going to allow it. Sometimes, no matter how well you prepare or how well you perform, you still end up as a sugar cookie. It's just the way life is sometimes. If you want to change the world, get over being a sugar cookie and keep moving forward. Every day during training, you were challenged with multiple physical events: long runs, long swims, obstacle courses, hours of calisthenics, something designed to test your mettle. Every event had standards, times you had to meet. If you failed to meet those times, those standards, your name was posted on a list, and at the end of the day, those on the list were invited to a circus. A circus was 2 hours of additional calisthenics, designed to wear you down, to break your spirit, to force you to quit.
Oh my God.
No one wanted a circus.
Okay.
A circus meant that for that day, you didn't measure up.
We did it.
A circus meant more fatigue, and more
We did
fatigue
it.
meant that the following
Now,
day would be more difficult.
we're gonna
and
go
more circuses
to-
were likely. But
Thank you.
sometime during SEAL training,
Naval
everyone
commander guy. Okay, so now we're gonna do a little oh. Okay, so here we are. This is where we're at. I'm grateful for my healthy body. I'm grateful today. This is where I am. Right? All right, I'm gonna weigh myself. All right. So this scale oh wait, hold on. Here we go. Okay, 156. Iman. My body fat is 18.4. Oh, what do you know? I am down 1 pound. I mean, 0.7 pounds. Okay. So, there you have it. There I have it. That was my entry for today. You know, I can do the things I don't want to do. I can take small steps every single day towards bettering myself. And I can, it's a part of the brain, the limbic brain. Babe, is it the limbic brain? What? The limbic brain that you like flex and grow when you do something you don't want to do? There's a cortex in the brain that grows every time you do something you don't want to do. You know, and so, yes, willpower is stronger in some people because they're flexing a part of the brain and it grows when they do these tasks that they don't want to do. I haven't wanted to work out, but I say I want to be fit. I haven't studied, but I say I want to get my NASM certification. I haven't practiced acting. I say I want to be an actor. These are big, big goals that require me to bite off small chunks every day. And sometimes it's hard and I don't want to, but that is what's going to change me. Like, that's literally what's going to change the makeup of my brain. Say that again? Anterior mid-cingulate cortex. That is the part of the brain that grows every time you do something you don't enjoy, that you don't want to do, like getting up off the couch and going to the gym. Thanks for joining me. I will see you again tomorrow.